Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to more Factorio modded mini mega base, not 15. I'm Liz. Our power production system, our robust power production system, is up and running. Unfortunately, it and the coal delivery mechanism are basically the only thing that I have built so far on this map. So today, we are going to start tapping our iron and coal and stone and copper, not coal, reserves. We're probably not going to be building a smelting array, but we will set up initial little mini smelteries on site and try and get good with that, shall we? To that end, I think I'm going to change my change my research from military to electronics, which uses 30 of the old science pack. And science pack 1s, as you are aware, use copper plates and iron gear wheels. In order to achieve that, I need 2 factories. And honestly, we can probably build another lab if we're going to build a factory to do this stuff as well, because we are going to overproduce this stuff like madness, but, not super duper necessary. So we are going to want one of these guys directly adjacent to the laboratory with the iron, and then we're going to want the other one. Okay, so if it's there, it's going to be making iron gear wheels. Then I want to be able to just dump iron in front of that, and I want to be able to dump copper in the exact same chest, and it will go where it needs to go. So to that end, actually that doesn't need to be iron gear wheels, that's the red science packs. This will be iron gear wheels right here, and then we'll do something along the lines of iron gear. What the fuck did I put those right next to each other for? Liz, really, bro? Really? Do you even Factorio, bro? Because you don't look like you Factorio to me. Anyway, we're going to get ourselves a wooden chest here. We're going to stick said wooden chest right there. Actually, no, you need copper plates. Oh my god, why am I being such a freaking noob today? This is really like this is first tier stuff that we're having trouble with, guys, and we're just we're bonkers, just totally nuts. And I'm doing it again. Oh my goodness! There we go. There we go. We could make this prettier with a setup where I don't need a long inserter, but I honestly do not care. Give me long inserter, give me 2 inserters, and let's just get 3 inserters, and let's just get this over with, shall we? So you are going to get inserter, you are going to get inserter, you are going to get inserter, you are going to get, you guessed it, inserter, and then we are going to power all inserter, and all of these other structures as well, like so. And then this chest is going to get our iron and copper, and it will make iron gear wheel and red science pack, and then laboratory science. Okay, success. That is settled. Now that my brain aneurysm is over and I'm not dead yet, let's go pick up some stuffs, because we're going to need it. Yeah, let's just keep emptying that out of stone, because like I say, we're going to need these furnaces, and they basically only need stone. In fact, not basically, they literally only need stone. Let's just grab this iron while it's still at, it's not actually at under 100. It was up to 100, so we weren't producing iron there for a little while, but that's okay. And now I think it's going to be time to start mining up our crap. So let's start with the iron, and I think I'm going to tap this iron down in this direction rather than the iron that's up here this time, because, well, good iron patch up there. This is a bigger iron patch, and it's a lot closer to all of my other resources except for coal, and coal doesn't matter anymore because I literally have it on a belt coming down automatically. Yes, I said automatically. That is correct. So we're going to tap this iron up here, and then we're going to build a little smelting array out in this direction, I think, where we can get this to be usable. I'm going to that end, chop some trees down, and I will be back once we've taken care of this nonsense. I'll see you soon. It's been like 10 minutes of miscellaneous pocket crafting and crap. We're going to do automation 2. I've just been clearing out trees in the general vicinity. I just wanted to come back to keep you guys updated that we are starting automation 2. We've got our automated science going still. It's not, you know, automated off of the assembly line or anything. We still have to stock it up with iron and copper to make it run, but for the time being at least, it is as close to automated as automated can be, I suppose. We've cleared out this patch of trees. I want to clear out this patch of trees now. We've cleared out all the trees that were in here as well. I just want to clear this last little bit out while we continue to create inserters and belts in our pocket. Soon I will make plants that do that for us. See you real soon. Now normally I would say a proper smelting array should be made out of good old stone furnaces this early in the game, and it should be set up with coal in mind and all this kinds of fancy shit. But the thing is, and this, you never want to just send an entire belt of an ore into a smelting array. You want to send a half a belt so that you can split it with coal, because let's do some math real quick. Okay, we're gonna math here. All right, do I have any furnaces on me? I don't. Okay, well, this will be real simple anyway. One drill can fuel 2 furnaces, right? 2 stone furnaces. Or let's look at it this way. We have, you know what, let's just build some furnaces. We're going to build some electric ones. So I'm going to build a couple of these old electric furnaces. We're going to have an output line here that's going to output iron plates. So we're going to put an electric furnace on either side of this. And then we're going to put an inserter that faces the correct direction. The inserters are going to go onto this. So let's imagine we saturate both sides of this with furnaces such that the ones on the top are going to populate the lower side of this belt, because that's the way inserters insert onto the opposite side of the belt, and the ones on the bottom are going to populate the upper side of the belt. That means that together the 2 rows of furnaces are going to saturate one entire belt. Now the iron recipe happens to be 1-to-1 iron ore to iron plates, so for every iron ore you have coming in, you have 1 iron plate coming out, which means each row of furnaces only needs to be able to support half a belt, and then the other row supports the other half. So the input line that you feed into these guys on this side, well, not right there, right there, really should honestly only have half of a belt of iron on it. And if it has half a belt of iron on it, well, what can you put on the other half? Well, how about coal in order to get your furnaces in there? But for this initial little pretend smelting array of ours, I'm not going to go with a coal setup, and we are going to fully saturate a yellow belt. Totally breaking all the rules, because we are going to use electric stone furnaces, because I just don't want to tap the coal, and I've got a crap ton of power right now, and it's just a convenience thing. When we build our actual smelting array, we are not going to be using these electric stone furnaces or electric steel furnaces. We will definitely be using the conventional kind, and yeah, okay, so I got to build extra stone furnaces, whoop-de-frackin' do. We're going to have the stone to handle it. We'll be just fine. Hopefully. Hopefully we don't run out of stone before we can build a train. That would be terabad. Anyway, I'm going to build up these electric stone furnaces, and then I will show you how we're going to lay these guys out in our pattern to get our iron smelting upsies and a running. This is 20 miners. This is enough to run 40 of these furnaces for the record. I'll see you soon, Santa Claus. Alrighty, here's our pattern. We're going to go with a nice even 20 on either side for a total of 40 of these good guys. And we're just going to fill this. Oh my god. This. Oh. Do we get blue inserters with what? Was it electronics? No, electronics got us this. Did we actually. Where did we get them then? Not automation, logistics. That's not logistics. No, it wasn't. It was logistics. Okay, we did get fast inserters. Excellent. Sorry, it just took me a little while to... Oh, we only have 20 belts, though. Well, that's kind of lame. Let's get ourselves a few belts then, shall we? We'll build them by the 5 stack. Why not? Let's run this good guy in just like this. And we will put some inserters on. Actually, wow. I went super duper overboard. I am not going to have enough inserters to run all these, am I? Yeah, you want to be on this side, and then we're going to do insides, inside. So how about we go 2, 4, 5, 6, 8, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, and 10. And then we'll do the same on this side. So we're going to go to half capacity to begin with, because this is a little bit bonkers right now. How many, oh my god, look at the amount of furnaces we built here. This is just insanity. Although I might be building these in the wrong spots for... No, I think we're good for electric poles, right? The electric poles are going to go in the middle, and this should all be fine. Oh, I don't need that many. What am I doing? What am I doing? Ah, Liz, you stupid fuck. Okay, automation 2, that's what we wanted. Let's go get ourselves some optics, because, you know, we like some optics. Yeah, we don't need you. We need you, though. Very good. And let's insert this stuff up just like so. These furnaces do take a significant amount of power, so it's not like this is going to be, you know, free shit or anything. It's going to take a lot of juice to keep these guys running. And we'll just power them up like so. Yeah, sure, I can power up all the way out to there. And which one are these in? They are on the inside tile. Yes, indeed they are. So if they're on the inside tile, this is the correct one for them. Just like that. And then we can power up these miners at regular intervals because, you know, why not? That one is totally too close, but whatever. Do I give a shit? I give no shits. No. Oh, I love you, Squeak Through. I love you, Squeak Through. You're the best mod around. And that's no lie. That's not exactly true. I mean, there's a lot of really good mods, and I'm sure a lot of them could give Squeak Through a run for their money, but I mean, it is a solid mod. You can't argue that it's not a solid mod. The ability to walk through all this shit, definitely highly rated. Very, very highly rated. All right, let's get this stuff up. Excellent. All of them are running. All of this is going to run now. So we got our iron going in. We got our smelting happening. We've got our iron coming out. And I can build myself a whole bunch more inserters to take care of this situation. Also, we've got the belt that we need to finish this off now. You go out to there, and then we're going to need ourselves a couple of fast inserters as well to pick up the iron off of this, because holy crap is there going to be iron on this once all of these guys get going. Anyway, I am going to just sort of take care of the last housekeeping things here to get this whole thing up and running, and I'll show you what it looks like when we have our electric smelters going. Actually, let's take a peek at power consumption. Oh my goodness, holy, geez though, we're using 6 megawatts already. Like, see, that's what I'm talking about. That's 3.7 megawatts that you would not be using at this point normally. Steel processing, I suppose, and then I could get some lights in here as well, and we can make everything look good for a little while. But this is going to be our sort of initial little starter iron setup to get us the iron, and we'll do a couple in copper, nowhere near this on copper, and stone and whatnot to get us the stuff that we need to actually start building our actual base, our actual smelting array, all that good stuff. You know what? I am actually so satisfied with this. I think I'm going to pull some of these out and use them on copper instead of on iron, because this is plenty. I'll be back. Okie dokie, so we're finishing up the copper setup here, pretty much identical except smaller. Also, I'm thinking I went with 4 chests on the other one. We could probably just go with the 2 here on the copper, and we should be just peachy keen. So we're going to do something like that, and now we get this guy power, and we should be fine. Can I actually bridge it directly? I can't. So we're gonna have to use 2 poles to make this happen. Also, I guess I should probably get some power poles for the actual copper miners. That would probably be wise too, right? You know, wise men say and power your freaking copper miners, otherwise they won't work. Wise men say that, right? That's not just like something that my imagination is making up. Like, wise men totally say power your freaking copper miners or they don't work, right? There we go. Also, it would probably be helpful if these inserters face to the right direction. And, you know, maybe if these inserters also face to the right direction. There we go. That takes care of the situation. So this is going to be 12 copper miners on 10 drills. 10 drills is enough to manage 20 of these guys, so we're definitely overproducing ore. We're also overproducing ore up here on the iron, which is fine. We're keeping up getting the iron plates put away in the chests for the time being. I'm using 4 of those chests. I'm using 2 copper ones. Let's actually save the same settings here and put them onto these guys. Done. Okay, so we have steel processing, and I can start making steel, so I can get myself a steel tool as my next tool instead of this stupid freaking iron shit that we've had. Also, warehousing. Yes, we're using warehousing as well. That's a good point. Warehousing across the universe. I think we will go with, what should we go with next? No, tool belt is green science, rather. There's a whole bunch of red science stuff left. Let's get military. We're probably actually running out of resources. Oh yeah, it's starting to dwindle a little bit. But otherwise we're okay. Also, we are using astronomical amounts of power for this point in the game. 8 megawatts, and we don't even have like a proper smelting array or any real assembly machines, so to speak, set up at all at this point. But I do want to, I built an assembly machine Mark II here because I want to check out this WATERFILL. It looks like all it needs is conventional water, like in fluid form. So if that's the case, and that's really all this needs, if I were, well, I could probably get this in a better position where I've got power, right? Like right here, for example. If I were to do something like this, and I were to take like an offshore pump like this, and just connect it like that, and go, I want to make some water-fill, and rotate this just like this. Oh my goodness. Is that really all it takes? Wowzers. Okay, well then, you know what, Mr. Iron Chest, how about you? That's the wrong spot. Let's put it over here instead. Mr. Iron Chest, how about you fill up with some water-fill for me, please? Oh my goodness. Let's give it a try. Let's give it a try. Should work exactly like landfill, except that it will put water down instead of land. So this is not deep water, this is regular old water. I can't go over top of that water, I have to go over land with it. But if I was to do something like this, oh yeah, that definitely takes care of that, doesn't it? Now can I actually put a pump where I want to put it now as a result of this? Or did I just screw myself? And I have to like rearrange everything here. No, pumps can still go in the same tile. We are perfectly fine. I think the only reason there was an issue is because it was like shallow water as opposed to deep water or something like that. Pumps can still go exactly where I need them. But yeah, we're just going to straighten out this coastline and just, you know, be able to build a crap ton of power out here. We can even potentially make that like oil processing along one of these coastlines that we flatten out in the future as well, where we got lots of water. But now we've got our iron up and running. I think the next step here is going military. Yeah. I mean, we can get turrets, I suppose. We can get heavy armor. We can get all kinds of stuff. I love how fluid handling is a red science only tech. When, you know, what are you going to do with a storage tank? Like, really, what are you going to do with a storage tank without the green science in order to get oil processing? Are you going to store water? I guess you could store water with it. It's just, it doesn't make sense to me, bro. It don't make sense. Let's get some heavy armor because, you know, why not? It's going to take a little bit of time. Next, I think we're going to need to tap up some of this stone because we are going to need it in the very, very near future. Yeah, let's do it. We're gonna hit the stone now because I want some stone brick and I want a lot of stone so that we can build our furnaces, and it's going to take a lot of stone. Also, we're gonna need some on leftover so that we can build Actually, that is a lot of stone. Never mind. I kind of have a crap ton of it here. Let's just build a bunch of drills. I mean, I need some stone left over so we can build railways when the time comes as well. Okay, so I am going to get this all queued up. I think maybe we'll just build like 8 stone electric furnaces for making brick production as well, because why not? If we don't need coal up there, it makes it much more convenient to do these on-site things. I'll be back once we get some drills going on and we can make this work. Actually, you know what? I don't need like a million drills, do I? Honestly, I don't. Let's just get started now, shall we? And by now, I mean once we have, like, you know, a couple of drills at least. Here we go. So we will try and utilize this whole patch, which means that works. And then you're going to want to go there. 1, 2, yeah, that'll be fine. And let's get ourselves some of the belty belt, which I do have enough of to make this work. Now I'm going to want to store some stone and also stick some of it into the furnaces to make the good shit. And by the good shit, of course, I mean the bricks. You know, the things that you shit. I can definitely fit more of these guys in here. 1 and 1 and 1 right there. There we go. That will saturate, you know, this section that I already have. It's not going to necessarily saturate any kinds of belts going on here. But let's go with just, you know, something... how do I want to split this up? I don't need to split this. I can just actually keep these guys on one side of the belt. They don't need to be all wonky like I have the other stuff over there. So we'll just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, just like so. We'll run this down and we will just, you know, cook up bricks. Actually, is it worth using this many for bricks? Holy crap, man. That seems like this is a lot of bricks. That is a lot of bricks. We don't need that many making bricks. You know what we're going to do? We're going to do like 4 making bricks. And even that is a lot of freaking brick. Holy crap skis. Is that a lot of brick? And I am going to belt this and then chest it off of a belt because I just want to deal with it that way. I don't want to, you know, individually chest every single one of these. That seems like it would be silly to me. Let's put some lights in here. Or not lights, what am I talking about? Put some power in here. Oh, excuse me. And let's load this good stuff up, just like that. And just like that. And yes, these do need to be extended as a result of that because, you know, I like to put them on the right squares. It's just a habit of mine. And we'll need another fast inserter, and I should have some wood boxes. Do I not have wood box? No, I've got an iron box. Well, you know what? Let's just get me 2 wood boxes. Because, well, I'm going to have a lot of this stuff. I don't think I need that much. And let's power you up as well, shall we? Because once again, wise men say, power your fucking drills. In these tiles, they don't connect. I hate how the small poles don't connect to each other across there. You need to have something in between in order to make it work. And you guys can just bridge right through there. You're going to get power. You're going to go. Everything be fine in the world. And we will, you know, fast insert these guys away. You're going to get this over here. We're just going to fully stock on brick because we're going to want it eventually. And in the meantime, I think what we're going to do is actually just pilfer. Yeah, we're just going to pilfer off the line an iron chest full of... It's funny how the power is in totally the wrong spot, though, isn't it? Yes, it's just hilarious how the power is in totally the wrong spot. You know what? We can pilfer off the line at the bottom, by the looks of it, without any problems. So we will pilfer off the line an iron chest full of stone right down here at the bottom. And this will fuel our, you know, everything, basically. We can dump all this stone into it, except for maybe, you know, a few stacks of it. And there. So I have all of the resources being made that I'm going to need to build our first smelters array and all that kind of stuff. The last things that I need in order to make this work are some actual raw material production. And what do I mean to that extent? I mean transport belts, I mean inserters, and honestly I should probably get assembly machines and drills as well, but most importantly, transport belts and inserters, and honestly lighted small electric poles wouldn't hurt either, and lamps. Oh man, yeah, that stuff. No, I want like actual proper automation before I get all that stuff going. It just makes sense to me that we have actual proper automation. You know what though? You know what? I kind of sort of do have actual proper automation here. I do have belts of iron and copper coming off. I just need to, not keep pilfering from it. So I could just, run these up here and make like a little mini bus right here, just to produce this stuff for me. I kind of like that idea. I'm going to clear some trees and I'll be back. Alright, so I am going to do sort of a mini bus system over here just to get the first few ingredients that I'm going to need done. And this first little plant that we're going to set up is going to be iron gear wheels. I don't want to on-site make them. I don't care if this makes them at a totally efficient rate. I just want enough that it's going to get the job done. And to that end, we're going to do something along these lines, like this, to get iron gear wheels onto this belt right here. Using iron that they're going to split off of here. And of course, we're going to need to do some underground kajiggering in order to get the copper belt through, just like that. And now we're going to have iron, copper, and iron gear wheels coming up, which we can, of course, use for lots and lots of stuff. And those lots and lots of stuff will be belts. Those lots and lots of stuff will be... Well, thank you very much, Heavy Armor. That was very nice of you. How about we do what's turrets? What's warehousing? Warehousing is 40, so let's do that. Let's just do the belts first, shall we? Let's get this guy done. This will be belts. Belts is going to want the iron and the iron gear wheels, and this is extremely easy to pull on right now because we can just do a long inserter and a regular roll inserter. It wants, what, one of each? One of each every half second to produce 2 transport beltos, which means I think we can actually fuel it with 1 regular inserter and 1 long inserter, right? We don't need anything more. Actually, no, that's not a long inserter because the long inserter would have to go there. That's okay. I can still make that work. We just need to run the copper underneath and all that good stuff. I mean, I could always just split off. Should I just split off? You know what? Let's just do splits. Splits are so friggin' expensive to do, though. I'm gonna have to split anyway to get it down into here, aren't I? To do it appropriately. So yeah, you know what? We'll just split off the line. It's no problem. We will just do some nice old expensive splits and make this work that way. So we are going to start with an iron split that's going to happen right here. And they're a little less expensive when you don't need ridiculous numbers of splitters to make them happen, aren't they? And then we are going to need ourselves an underground bilto to go somewhere like right here. Although it's not going to actually be there because I'm going to have to put the splitter in there. So we'll put the splitter right there, and the underground belt is going to have to... You know what? Let's get the underground belt on our inventory in place of furnaces, because why not? The underground belt is going to have to go something like that instead. And then you have to split underneath this. So this is going to have to go underground to get by you. And like, this is why I'm saying doing it this way is just going to be expensive. And holy crap, this nice little neat bus of ours that was supposed to be cheap and easy to just do is all of a sudden going to get much more expensivo. But I am okie dokie with that. This is actually also going to bring me pretty much everything I need to make the inserters if I really wanted to, which is fantastic, isn't it? God, the copper's just in the wrong spot, isn't it? The copper is literally just in the wrong spot in this belt. If it weren't for that, I wouldn't have to do any of this stupid bullshit at all. Anyways, what we are going to do is put a belt production plant right there. Now, if the copper is there, you know, I could just, you know, Speedy Gonzales it into this and get ourselves some wire and all that stuff. This is the, you know what? I think this is a good time to wrap this episode up as I rack my brain around how I actually want to build this little mini bus before we've even built our main bus. Like, oh my goodness, it's like the start of this playthrough. The simplest little things are causing problems in my head, which means it's a good time to take a break and come back to it with a fresh outlook tomorrow, where I'm sure we're just going to lay down everything and be like, I don't know why I didn't think of this yesterday. This makes perfect sense. Anyway, thanks for tuning in, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Please leave a comment and let me know how you would do this. And while you're talking about that, maybe let me know what you think about, you know, electric furnaces. Do you like electric furnaces? Do you think they're too cheatsy? I mean, they're freaking expensive on the power. We're not using any right now because they're all full up, but they're super duper expensive on the power, so I mean they are sort of balanced in that regards, and they're not really that beneficial. Like, these kinds are not that beneficial early on, like when you're building a big smelting array, because you can't take advantage of a fully saturated line like this because you can't output to a fully saturated line. You can only output to half of this line from one side, so unless you just made a double long smeltery and sort of did a thing where you cross over the belt and then you just have two belts coming out of it in the end, I guess you could do that, but then instead of being twice as wide, you're going twice as long, so you're still using up the same amount of space in the end. I don't know. I really like them for convenience for this kind of thing, but for your big major smelteries, you definitely don't want to be using them, I don't think. At least not until you get the good electric furnaces. Anyway, thanks for tuning in, and I hope to see you next time.